Welcome back to another video with me, your girl Cynthia. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking me out. All of that good stuff. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back to my channel. And thank you so much once again for joining me on this wonderful afternoon. So, today's topic is going to be about ego. Yeah, ego. Something that I did not know that I had. Oh gosh. And when I think about it, I still can't believe it. But God had to show me about the ego. Do you know what ego means? You know what's the alternative to an ego? And for me, in biblical terms, it means edging God out. Edging God out. And when it was, when it was told to me, the way it was told to me, I didn't accept it because how the person spewed it out to me. It was doing kind of like a mild argument, that type of thing. And after I got that information, I was like, I'm not edging God out. How can I edge God out? That's my man. That's my main man. Sometimes when you think things about yourself, you think you know everything about yourself. No, that's not always true. And that again is something that I had to learn for myself. So that ego thing, it is a terrible thing. It is an awful thing. It is something that needs to be killed and sent back to the pits of hell. It's not good. I had I had several egos. I know that may not make sense, or maybe I should say I had an ego in most areas of my life, probably all. You know how, and ladies, for those of you that had to do those things by yourself, you become so independent. I mean, you can't help it. It was forced upon you, and I did that so much of my life, starting at a young age, just before I even had kids. I was just a determined person. I had went through so much in my childhood. I was just determined that I was going to do everything on my own, that I didn't need nobody's help. Didn't nobody help me on the outside. I don't need outside people to help me get up the ladder, or I don't need outside help for support. I'm going to do everything on my own. That's how I lived my life early on, and for years and years. And I'm going to tell you, that thing got tough. It got tough. It got rough. It got hard. Anything that you can think of in terms of being hard, it was. Did I keep going? Did I continue to try to do it? Yeah, until it broke me down. Until those things start to break me down. Sometimes people don't understand that when you have had to do things on your own, do most things on your own, you become dependent on yourself and not other people. And for me, I hated. I didn't want to be rejected. I should say that. I didn't even want to go through the ramifications of being rejected. I didn't want, when somebody told me no, that I would hold a grudge. I didn't want that. I did not want that, because I don't want to hold a grudge towards anybody because they told me no. No doesn't always mean that they said no because they didn't want to. No could simply mean no because I don't have it, or I just simply can't at the time. That's what no can mean too. So I went through those things for years and years and years and years. Like I said, God had to break me down and show me who I was in that light. My ego was so strong. Again, I did not know that I had that going on. It was so strong that when somebody offered their help, I would pretty much tell them in a nutshell that I didn't need their help, that I got it. I would pretty much tell them it's okay. And on the inside, I want to say, yeah, I need your help. I want your help. I want it. Please help me out here. I had that much pride as well. That's not good either. That's not good either. Because in this world, we know that we need each other. We need people. As crucial as this world seems to be in 2023, we need somebody. We need somebody's help. We need each other. And if the world knew that, if the majority of the world knew that, this world would be a much better place. But we live in a world where people are selfish. And that's one thing that I wasn't. So let me explain that part. I'm a giver. I love to see people happy. So if I can make someone happy or come out of what they're feeling, if they're feeling down, if they're depressed, anything, I want to do whatever I can to help you come out of that thing, no matter how I'm feeling. And have I felt those ways before? Yes, I have. So I know what it's like. I do not want to see anybody hurting because of depression, because they're depressed, or because they're having anxiety. God allowed me to go through those things so I knew what it felt like. I could recognize it in other people. And when I recognized it in other people, like me, well, at first I didn't know what depression was. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what depression was until like 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago. I just knew that at certain times of the year that I would go through a different cycle. Like, what happened? And let me rephrase that word always. That used to happen like in the months of October, November, December, January ish, those types, those months. And I could not recognize it. I couldn't put my hands on it. Mind you, I told you that I didn't talk to people about what I was going through, because sometimes you can't talk to everybody. Now let me just say that you can't talk to everybody about what you're going through, because some people, that's all they want to know is your business. You can think that they can be close to you and all they want to know is your business so they can talk about it. See, I wasn't that kind of person. The one or two people that I would tell those things to or talk to about it, she lived in another area, maybe 2 or 3 hours from me. And I'm also the type of person that I didn't like to tell people what I was going through, because I didn't want to be a burden. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be that. But I can tell you this. I used to want somebody to see how I was feeling on the inside with their eyes, if that made sense, without me even saying a word. That's how I felt most of my life. Because again, I always held things on the inside. And it wouldn't always come out at the right moment until somebody pushed my buttons. That's why I say you cannot go around trying to play in somebody's face when you thinking they won't, when they will, on any given day, because you don't know what that person has gone through. So I encourage anybody. There was this old song, I don't know who's singing, but I remember the words so vividly. And I think about this all the time. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Those are some true words. That's why so many people are underground now. Because they've gone too far with messing with people and they had no business doing it. Which still didn't make it right. But you cannot do that. You don't know what nobody's feeling on any given day. So back to the ego part of my life. I remember just one of them. I remember God telling me, and I think about it. You know how sometimes when people say stuff to you and they done pulled your card, and you think about it, because that's true about you, because God connects you to people too that can tell you about you, even though if you don't want to accept it at the moment. But this guy told me, he said, you won't let nobody do nothing for you. And I laughed at it because it wasn't funny. I laughed at it because it was true. He said, you won't let nobody do nothing for you. And I'm so grateful that he said those things to me. I'm grateful that God allowed him to say those things to me, because it really helped me in the long run. I still struggle with it from time to time. I'm not going to lie, because all the years that I've gone through it, so it's going to take some time for me to have to get out of that mindset, out of that zone. This is one of the things that I pray to God about in terms of meeting my husband. And I'm going to meet him. He's going to find me. I want him to recognize the past that I've gone through and accept that I'm working on this part in my life. I'm working on the part where I know how to accept help from somebody else, or from a man. You know, I've had men to be good to me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about working on me and myself. I remember it was a couple of months ago, and somebody put gas in my car. They filled my car with gas. And every time they would do it, I would say the stupidest thing. And when I say it, that's when I realized, and I caught it, that you are not, you still got work to do here. You still got work to do. It's okay, but get it right the next time. When he put gas in my car, I said, you didn't have to do that. That's what I would say. You didn't have to do that. There's this other thing that I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who does it. Do you ever do this thing where somebody gifts you, and for some reason you feel like you have to gift them back because they've done this wonderful thing for you, or this unexpected thing for you? You have to gift them back, or you have to do something. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And I'm talking to myself too. No, let people treat you. Let people treat you good. Let people treat you nice. Let people enjoy doing what they do for you, because you don't know how they are feeling in regards to doing something for you. You don't have to do that. Not everybody expects anything back in return. Let me say it again. Not everybody expects something back in return when they've been nice to you. Yeah, I know how the world looks. I know how it seems. But there still are some genuine people out here that care, because I happen to be one of them. Now, that's one of the things that I can say about me, that the world didn't give it, and the world cannot take it away. My heart for people, oh, that's genuine. That's a real thing. That's authentic. I don't care what nobody say about me. I don't care how conceited a person think that I am. And I don't know where the heck they get that from. Like, I'm not a woman that wants to care for herself, or I can't keep myself up because you don't like what you see. That is just awful. And that's another thing that I had to grow from. I couldn't understand how another person can judge you from the outside and not even know you on the inside. They just look at the outside. They look at the parameters. Not one person, not one female has ever come to me and say, I want to get to know you. Because people think that you're conceited. But I don't see that. I see that you're confident. You're a woman just like the next. And I want to get to know you, because I believe that you are something totally different than what they say. They say. That part, they say. I have never had nobody to do that. And that's why I don't try to get close to people like that, as far as trying to build a friendship, because that has kind of like scarred me throughout my years. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. So that's why I can say this, because it happened to me. People are not so quick to want to get to know you. They want to just, first of all, want to see you do bad. Oh God, how in the world can that be somebody's heart to want you to do bad, want to see you do bad, want to get to know you because they want to know all your business? That is just awful. It is. But God's still working, and I'm still letting him work on me. And yeah. So again, the ego thing, the pride thing, he had to work on me. He's still working. The majority of it I recognize, but when I catch myself, I recognize it even more. If you're one that has an ego or is so full of pride, pray about it. Talk to somebody that you trust about it. You ain't got to go around telling everybody or telling other people about it. Just, talk to God about it. Ask him to connect you with somebody that you could trust this area with, and they can be honest with you. They can hold you accountable. Don't just go to anybody that could care less about how you feeling or what you're going through, because that's a serious thing. It really is, because it blocks your blessings, and you don't want that to happen, because I'm telling you, it's awful. It can block your blessings so much so that God will make you have to ask somebody for help. Ooh. I remember my neighbor and I, we were sitting at the table and we was having girl time, we was talking. So my daughter, she was working because, she worked from home. So she was in her office, and the baby had started crying because, babies wake up, they cry, And so I got the baby in the midst of us talking. The conversation was so good. So I got the baby and I was holding the baby. And she was asking me, I heard her in this ear, but we were still conversating. So I had two ears going on. So she kept asking me, and I heard her say, can I help you? You want me to help you? What can I do? And I couldn't answer. And I'm like, what? Why am I not answering her? I know I hear her. But the conversation we still had going on was here. I was feeling this. I wasn't feeling what she was telling me. And later on that night, it really bothered me, because this is my neighbor. She loves me. Now, this is one person that I have met in all my life that I know that genuinely loves me, that genuinely cares about me. Not just her, but her son and her husband. They have been good neighbors to me since we've been here, the 6 years we've been here. I didn't answer, and it wasn't intentional. I just felt like I could do it. I could do it at that moment. I could do what was going on. But all she wanted to do was help. She just asked me, could she help? Anything. Get him a bottle, put it in the bottle warmer. She was asking me that I need help. And you don't know that you're doing it at the moment. But like I said, I thought about it later on. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. So like I said, I'm not completely healed from that. But I can recognize it, and I have made it known to God that this issue, I'm as long as you're living, you're still gonna need, you're still gonna have work to do on yourself. I don't care if you completely heal, whatever. There's still gonna be room for work, and I try to do that every day on myself. Yeah, single ladies, look, I know we have had to do it all on our own. I know that's what we felt like, we had to do it all on our own. And sometimes we had to. Most of the times we had to. But when you got somebody that's being genuinely good to you, recognize it and accept the help. There is different kinds of acceptance. Now, the kind of acceptance that you don't accept is the acceptance where you feeling the energy that if this person does something for you, that you have to give something back in return. No, do not accept that. But accept the other kind of help when somebody is really trying to help you, in any situation. It doesn't matter what it is. But then there are those that try to help you and think that you're going to give them something in return because he's a man and he's helped you. You send that kind of help packing. You send that kind of help on its way. Because you don't need that kind of help. If a person can't help you genuinely without you having to give something in return, don't accept it. If you truly don't have to accept it, don't accept it. Let them know up front, look, I ain't trying to give you nothing in return. If this is genuine, then okay. You know, so yeah. Before I end this video, let me tell you, oh my God, I just, it just hit my spirit. So I know it's for me to share. So in working on myself, I was starting to get my credit better, build my credit, build me up in that light, in that area, in all areas, and building up my credit was one of them. So I was building my credit through this man. He had his own business, and he was doing the work. Do you know what this man told me? First of all, when my daughter and I went to the consultation, I'm like, why is it taking so long for him to get all my information? And it's like he was drawing everything out. Everything was being lengthy. And I'm like, I know it don't take no 3 hours to get information, yada, yada, yada. He was taking so long. His wife even came back there to his office, and I know how when you in a relationship, or your husband or your wife, you give them a signal, look, this is taking too long. So she came back there. Days later, after he got all my information, he sent me a text. I never forget it. I was about to turn on my street on the way home. I was like a skip, hop, and a jump away from my house. He texted me, and guess what he said to me? So I had to read the message again once I parked the car. He said, I will do this for you pretty much free of charge. And when he said that, at first I was like, okay, God, okay, And then I came on in the house, I didn't answer then because, I was still trying to take in what he said. He said, I do this for you free of charge. So when I messaged him back finally, I asked him, what exactly do you mean? Because I needed to know what you meant before I say anything. He said, if I do this for you, you'll have to do something for me. And I asked him, what is he talking about? So he told me. And lo and behold, he was honest about it. He wanted me to pay him with my time, if you will. When I tell you, I felt so low. Because here I am trying to get my life together, my status together. And here this man is trying to take advantage of my weakness at that moment. He was trying to take advantage of me. And it hurt. Later on, it hurt bad. Because I'm like, look, my personality is my personality. And if I've ever given you any reason to come off on me like that, I feel like it's disrespectful. Because you're married. Even if you weren't married, I'm not about to sleep with you because you can get my credit to where I needed to be. But I'm paying you for a service, just like other people are paying you for a service. But don't get it twisted. I'm sure you've asked somebody else too, just like you asked me. I don't know what gave you the inkling that I was desperate. I don't come off desperate. No. I wanted you to do a job. The business that you're in, I'm paying you. But yeah, he wanted me to pay him that way. And I did. I felt dirty. Had never done anything, but I felt dirty. So ladies, don't give yourself away just because somebody can do a thing for you. You don't have to do that. God won't allow you to do that. He won't allow you to go through that. You just trust in him. Take it to him. Give it to him. And in my videos, I'm very transparent. So when I talk about God and then I talk about something else like pertaining to our bodies or talking to sex, that's the transparent part of me. There is nothing that I'm not going to talk about on my videos that I can't talk to God about, because he allowed me to go through these things so that I can share them. So you know how some people, they'll say something like, like if you are a Christian or if you're a spiritual person, that you can't talk about sexual things or things of that nature. That is a whole lie from the pits of hell. That is a lie. All of that stuff is in the Bible. So don't tell me I can't talk about it. It's being transparent. And depending on what kind of transparent we're talking about, but I think you understand what I mean. I don't talk about anything on my platform that I feel like I'm led to share. I am. That's just me. That's the God in me. So again, ladies, don't do that to yourself, but just learn to accept help when you need it, or learn how to ask for help, when you need it. Yeah. It's not something that we want to do, but sometimes we have to, because sometimes God tests us just to see how much we're going to do to ask for help when we need it. Don't let him make you have to ask for help. Ask for it. That's why we're here on this earth. That's why we are people here on this earth. He didn't create us. He didn't keep us here on this earth to not be helped by another person. No. There's people in the stores that help you when you go in there and pay for your groceries. There's cashiers. When you go to a restaurant, you order food. Those people are helping you. There's help everywhere you turn. So just take into account that you don't have to pick and choose what areas you're going to ask for help in. Ask for it in any area. Any area you need help in, ask for it. As long as it ain't nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Within reason. Yeah. So again, don't forget that ego. I'm finna say ego. No, we are not talking about waffles here. We're not talking about pancakes. No, ego. EGO. It stands for edging God out. Don't edge him out. Don't edge him out. He's so good. He's so sweet. Oh my God. And I love him to pieces. Don't edge him out. He's good. He want to be good to you. He wants to be good for you. And the way I talk about him, the way I'm talking to you right now, is the same way I talk to him. That's the relationship that we have, and I love it. I wouldn't take nothing in the world for it. Just like I wouldn't take nothing in the world for what I've gone through, no matter how much it hurt me, no matter how much pain I've been through. I wouldn't change it, because I know he brought me to it. So he's brought me through it, and he's still bringing me through it. So I'm going to end this video before I start crying. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night if it's night for you where you are. Have a good day if it's day for you where you are. Either way, I hope you have a good day or night. Thank you so much, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Wait, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, comment down below to this video, okay? And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.